All right, sad news for San Diego State fans today. Earlier today, Lamont Butler announces that he's going to Kentucky. And this was interesting because Kentucky, they just hired, I believe, the BYU coach to come be their new head coach after Calipari left for Arkansas. So Lamont, I mean, this is a money move, is what it seems like. Getting to play better competition as well, or at least like a bigger conference, more visible conference, right? The Mountain West was good this year, but is it going to be that good again this coming year? And in the UT, I believe it was with Mark Ziegler the other day. Lamont's dad was talking about how they sacrificed this past season financially with Lamont coming off of the Final Four run. He wanted to be at San Diego State. They sacrificed, and they weren't willing to do that this year, and I understand it. Like Lamont, I don't know if he's going to get drafted in the NBA. I like how much he plays defense and how it just seems like he's one of those Aztecs players, you know, that isn't there all for the money. I know he's at Kentucky now, right? And part of that has to do with NIL. Like there, I refuse to believe that he just goes to Kentucky if the money's even. But at San Diego State, right, it wasn't about the money. It was about winning Mountain West championships, going deep in the conference tournament, winning for that school, being with those guys, all playing defense, the buy-in, right? And so, really, are fans going to be frustrated that Lamont is at Kentucky because they wanted to see him finish his career with San Diego State and just be an Aztec? Okay, yeah, and I understand being frustrated by it, but I'm it's kinda like Keyshawn Johnson, like, it sucks that Keyshawn went to Arizona, but I understood financially, right? And Arizona was a really good team this season, and Keyshawn played a part in that. Here with Lamont, he knows that he's gonna be able to play at Kentucky with Calipari going out, and we know Kentucky, like, there's a lot of new players, it seems like, every year now with that program. So, he obviously feels like he's gonna get the playing time there, and he's going to get the opportunity to shine at Kentucky. And he got into the national spotlight with San Diego State, which allowed him to go to Kentucky like this and cash in on an NIL deal. I don't know how much it's going to be, but that's not even my business. I just know that it has to be more, or else why would he go to Kentucky over staying with San Diego State? Because he loves San Diego State, you know? And I'm choosing to remember all the good memories with Lamont, obviously. The shot against New Mexico. I feel like that is a moment that was forgotten, obviously because of the Final Four shot, which is totally understandable because that's a much huger moment than at New Mexico. But there was that. There, it seemed like he was just so good in the community and embraced that role this season as being like that. Um, Not like it was probably difficult because you're a hero, you're a legend in San Diego, but taking the time, it seemed like with anyone that wanted to have time with him, supporting local establishments, playing the defense, being fun to watch. I'm going to appreciate that from Lamont. And I had a feeling that Lamont was not going to be an Aztec anymore. It was either be done with college or going to a bigger program. I wasn't even gonna put a school out there because I wasn't expecting a certain school. I guess I was expecting him to go to a bigger conference, obviously, but I didn't have a specific school in mind. So I wasn't surprised that he isn't at San Diego State. He says here, this was his statement, kind of thanking San Diego State on the 24th, so earlier in the week. My last 4 years at San Diego State has been a dream come true. We've been able to accomplish so much in my time here. I will forever cherish the memories I made in an Aztec jersey. I made lifelong friendships and was gifted with a brotherhood that no one can take away from me. Thank you to the show and the amazing fans for your support. Thank you to my coaches for allowing me to be an intricate member of this program. Thank you to my teammates for helping me grow as a person and always being there for me. Thank you to the city of San Diego for embracing my family and I. And this is where I'm like, okay, he's not coming back. When I saw the statement the other day, San Diego will always be my home. Like he's talking in past tense there. He says, with that being said, I will explore my opportunities by entering into the transfer portal while keeping the option to return to San Diego State. But that's like just kind of saving you if what you thought was out there didn't happen. And then he posted today him in, I think it's Photoshop, but maybe he was in Kentucky doing this. Lamont Butler committed in a Kentucky jersey with Rupp Arena in the background. So there you go. I mean, really, all I have to say is, Lamont, thank you for that memory. I will always remember where I was when Lamont hit that shot, and being able to meet him and take that photo on that celebration day at Snapdragon Stadium when the team came back after that Final Four run. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember that special team that was there for that season, and it wasn't just that team either. Like, this year's team was fun to watch as well. And so, yeah, for me, it's really thank you, Lamont. Was he as good offensively as Malachi Flynn? No, like, he didn't stand out like that, but he stood out in a different way, in a special way. In these guys in Aztecs history, they're special in their own ways, and Lamont was special in his ways for sure. So, Lamont, thank you for what you did for this Aztecs program, bringing the joy to the city of San Diego. And I don't hold a grudge against Lamont for not finishing his career with San Diego State. It's not Major League Baseball where the Padres had Peter Seidler and had millions of dollars to go spend on guys. San Diego State, they're not on the same level. That's just the truth. They're not on the same level as these programs. Like Kentucky, they're not. There's nowhere near Kentucky, I wouldn't imagine, in NIL money. And so when you have that opportunity like Lamont, he could have left San Diego State and cashed in after being a hero, but he didn't. He stayed for another year. So I appreciate that as well. So I'm all good with Lamont. I'm not like, oh, sure, I'm disappointed, but I saw it coming and I totally understand it. It's not like he is guaranteed to be this high first round draft pick and go make millions in the NBA. You know, this is his window. And so just thank you, Lamont, for what you did.